I don't just love coffee, I ILAVIE coffee. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. I have in my hands here an ILAVIE espresso coffee machine, and this is the nicest machine I have ever tried, I think, because in the past I have tried many little hacks to keep my coffee brewing experience as cheap as possible, and I've always been jealous, you know? I go over to my buddy Jason's house and he's got his old little coffee set up with his weights and his measures and his little spinner evener outer thing, and then brews up just a delicious cup of coffee, and I'm like, man, you know what? Maybe I just need to stop fighting it and get an awesome coffee maker. So I'm hoping that this is it, because this thing, while it's not the most expensive, and if you're a coffee lover, I think you can justify this, especially when you think about how expensive coffee is when you go out. And if you're gonna brew espressos at home, not expressos, espressos at home, you'll probably save yourself a ton of money. Opening up this thing, and it's just gorgeous. First of all, right here in the top of the styrofoam, we get your cup here. So your grounds will go in here, and then they will shoot out via these two spouts right there. So you will make 2 espressos at a time. We also have your scooper and then your compactor right here, as well as an additional little cup there. So the difference here is that this is a shorter cup and this is a taller screen right here. And then here is the ILAVIE itself, and man, I don't know. I kind of get sold on how things look sometimes, and this is just a beautiful machine. Look at that stainless steel finish around the outside there. It just kind of looks like professional grade to me. And the thing about this is it's not going to take up a ton of space. As you can see, looking straight on at it, you know, it's pretty slim. So if you want to just have your own little coffee nook in your kitchen, you don't have to worry about this taking up a ton of space. You know, those big copper coffee makers, they look impressive, but you need an extra room for them. All right, so 2-prong outlet right there. We have the reservoir on the back. We have the steamer right here. So it looks like we get all of the features of your own little coffee shop. So let me get this thing set up, then we'll brew some coffee and see if it's actually any good. All right, so I have this thing set up here. The first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and fill up this reservoir. And as you can see here, it not only opens up like this so I can pour water directly into it, but you can take it out so that you don't have to have another vessel to carry the water. All right, one thing I want to show you here is that this smaller cup, or the shallower cup filter, is for 1 cup, and this deeper one is for 2 cup. And that is going to coincide to these buttons here. So you can see 1 cup, 2 cup, and then this is for the milk steamer. And so you can actually make 2 espresso cups right away. You know, satisfy 2 people. Or if you really like your espresso, like I do, I'm going to make 2 cups but in a single cup. That's just how I roll, man. It's either go big or go home. More is better. Oh, ho, ho. So we're going to go ahead and put this aside. And then I'm going to take my scooper here, scoop out some of this Kona blend coffee, put it into this filter, and then we will tamp it down with the back of this thing. All right, now that I've got that in there, I am just going to go ahead and put it in here. And I think it's going to, ooh, like 45 degrees. That's where it kind of goes in. And now you just turn it like this so it's facing straight out. It looks like that is set in there. Just gonna pivot the little steamer out of the way here, and then just go ahead and put my, whatever mug I can find sitting around, my little tiny coffee mug. Make sure it's under there. And I'm gonna hit the double espresso button and see what it does. I think it's just kind of as easy as that. So let's see what it brews up for me. Sounds like it's doing something. Oh man, I'm even getting a little whiff of that already. It's starting to smell like a coffee shop around here. I might just write my name on the side of the cup and call my name out before I drink it. Now I do like a little dairy in my coffee. It kind of evens that out a little bit, turns it into a decadent, delightful drink. And I have never steamed milk in my entire life, but ILAVIE does provide this nice little starter guide here on how to steam. And so unfortunately I don't have one of the nice little steamer like pictures, but I did put my milk in here, and now I'm just going to kind of follow the instructions, which is to basically just kind of submerge the head of the wand, not the whole wand itself, and then put it out to the side here, and then turn on the steam. And what should happen is that it kind of whirlpools a little bit here and froths up the milk. And so they say you want to kind of see that whirlpooling effect, and it'll get hot and a little foamy, kind of like my shaving cream. I used to kind of do that. I guess that jet of water is kind of what is creating the stirring and foaming effect. So hopefully I'm doing this right here. It's getting hot. All right, so now I just turn it off. And then I think I can just pour what I want into my coffee here. You can see it looks all foamy. And now I'm not one of these artisans here, so I'm just going to pour the milk in. Ooh, it starts to get light. Can't do the leaf or anything that you would get, but I actually did a quad shot of the espresso in here because I do love the espresso. So right now, this smells amazing. I've got the coffee shop smell. I've got this now dressed up with dairy. Let's go ahead and try it and see what we think. All right, so here is the result. Oh man, that is good. And I think you can pick your particular coffee bean that you like, your roast that you like. I'm using some Kona coffee today that I have been enjoying for the last couple days here, but especially because this gives me the opportunity to add that milk, you know, which kind of mellows it out a little bit. I think I could go with a darker roast. This is a medium roast, I believe, here. And one of the things that I really like are actually dark roasts. They're not bitter, really. They just kind of feel more full-bodied to me. But I feel like most people like the medium roast better, even a mild roast. But if I'm doing this, I think I could go to that dark roast for just about anyone, honestly. It is so good. That is so good. I'll tell you what. My issue with buying one of these machines in the past is this big handle out here, this milk frother nozzle sticking out the side. It's been intimidating for me. I never thought that I would want to do this. I thought it would be kind of this big old mess, this big elaborate dance that you have to do with your machine. And I couldn't be more wrong. All you're doing is putting your coffee grounds into this thing, twisting it on here. It dispenses a delicious cup of espresso if you just want a quick hit of unadulterated coffee. And then the frothing of the milk. I don't know why I've been so afraid of that too. I guess people in coffee shops do it all day long without thinking about it. So if you're putting your mind to it, you can do anything. And I was able to froth some milk and make it warm, because if you just pour refrigerated milk into coffee, it can get really cold and really take your hot coffee to a cold coffee level. But this way, you pour it in there and it's hot and delicious and so easy. It's so easy. And I love coffee, and now I can love making espressos at home with my ILAVIE coffee maker. Doesn't take up a lot of space. It's as easy as I just demoed it, and you can make a gourmet cup of coffee. So now I am on the hunt to buy even more coffees, because now I'm going to be making them all the time, and doing this little routine with people is going to make them believe I know what I'm talking about when I talk about coffee. So if you want to pick up the ILAVIE espresso maker, I think they call this the K2. This thing is small, looks beautiful, works well, works quickly, and most importantly, delivers me a cup of coffee that I just cannot stop drinking. This is going to be my best friend during the cold winter. If you want to pick one of these up, I think they're under 150 bucks, so inexpensive, so really affordable as well. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.